Warning: my content is not intended for children. The following video contains horror-like content that may be disturbing to some viewers. This video is made for entertainment purposes only for the Halloween season. I also use flickering and editing effects on this video. If you have any epilepsy, I advise you to be wary. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello and welcome, everybody. As you know, we're in October, aka spooky month, aka the time of year I come out of hibernation. And it's become a seasonal tradition of mine to make a Halloween custom every year. My first year doing this tradition, I started off with Fetch, who's an animatronic character from Five Nights at Freddy's. The following year, I made Beast, the zombie wolf, who just recently got a revamp. Unfortunately, the year after, I'd planned to do a winged wolf custom, but the plan fell through. I never finished the custom, and now I don't even know where it went. This all changes this year because I really wanted to make a custom solely inspired by something like Fetch. I did some research and digging until I found the perfect inspiration. Around this time, I had a hidden hyperfixation of SCPs, and I still kind of do. It's what Halo's dressed up as, actually. She's dressed up as the SCP Plague Doctor. For those unfamiliar with SCP, they're basically a fictional organization that contains normal entities or monsters. They're all labeled with an SCP number. SCP stands for Secure, Contain, and Protect. There are various SCPs, and you can read all about them on their wiki page. There's even a video game based off SCP lore called SCP Containment Breach, which I've seen playthroughs of, and it looks really good. Out of the many SCPs, the one that'll be the main focus for this custom is SCP-1111. SCP-1111 is described as a white dog that appears to be a mix between a German Shepherd and a Labrador Retriever. It also appears to be translucent, making the form as a ghost. With a strong yet slim stature, pointy ears, and glowing red eyes. SCP-1111 also wears a faded red collar with a tag that reads, Loyal. I'll also go into detail about the story of SCP-1111 at the end of the video when the custom is done. Like a little horror short film, if you will. I've altered the story just a teeny tiny bit, but otherwise it's pretty much the same. Something I definitely want to say, this is an inspiration custom, obviously not entirely my character. This is just a Halloween custom that I want to make. And if I do plan on making this character my character, then obviously I will make some changes to it. But until then, this custom is inspired off of him. So sit back and relax and enjoy the video. I originally ordered the Safari LTD German Shepherd for the base for this custom, but it quickly became clear to me that I've never seen this model in person before. And when he arrived, I started to doubt if this would fit the custom. This model was way too big and healthy looking to match the description of SCP-1111. His muscles were too broad and he had too much of a slanted back, so he only carried characteristics of a German Shepherd. However, looking at my desk, I had some dog parts to spare, the Schleich male Dalmatian head and the 2007 Schleich German Shepherd body. Their counterparts were used for Belgian Malinois customs, but now I could find use for the parts that weren't used. The body of the German Shepherd was near to perfect. It had all the overall body shape I was going for. As for the head, the face of the Dalmatian resembled the face of what a lab may have. Give this model some pointy ears and it'd be perfect. It'd have traits of both a German Shepherd and a lab, which is mostly what I was going for. The first step for this custom is to cut off any of the excess plastic on the head or the body. He also won't be using his ears anymore because I'm going to be giving him some new ones. After connecting both the head and the body with a piece of wire, I'm able to bend and move the head as I please to a pose that I'd like, while also making sure the neck isn't too long. To give him his new ears, I'm going to be using the ears off this Mojo German Shepherd that I have. Sorry, Revolver, you won't be needing those anymore. And here we are! This really is a sight to see. But hopefully he'll look better with some clay on, right? After all that, now it's time to do the first pass of epoxy on his neck. After the first pass of the clay on the neck has dried, I can now start filling in the gaps in his ears. I try my best to use my water and my sculpting tools to the best of my ability to make sure that the transition between the clay and the plastic looks seamless. After about a couple hours work, he now looks like this, and I am really pleased with the results. He looks so adorable, and I absolutely love the transition. It looks so seamless, and I was just super happy with this sculpt work. Now the very last time I'm going to use clay for this project is to finally sculpt the rest of his neck. After working with the clay, his neck now looks like this. I was pretty happy with the shape I achieved, so now that's all there's left is to sculpt on those fur details. As you can see, it definitely takes a while, even with the video sped up too. I did a lot of his sculpting off camera, mostly because I found it difficult to do it on camera, but I really loved how his fur turned out. It looks so cute. After the clay dries, it's officially ready for paint. And now I'm cracking out a brand new bottle of white paint that I literally just bought for this. As you can tell, he has a white base coat, which means that we need to do a lot of layers of white. For his base, I switched between white and an off-white creamish color, so I'm able to have a little bit more depth in his fur, so it's not just plain white. I also wanted some darker highlights in the custom, so I got out my pastels and I started brushing them into the places that I wanted them, such as the eyes. And honestly, really glad I started using pastels more often on customs because I really like how they're turning out. Plus, it's honestly giving me more practice for when I actually want to use pastels fully on a custom. And this is the end result after the pastels, and I really like the effect I achieved. He really does look super ghostly, which is totally what I was going for with the pastels. Starting with the collar, I grabbed out my hardware and got a little metal tag, and I'm literally going to be engraving it. As for the engraved name on the tag, I decided just to literally just grab my tool and just scratch the word loyal onto this little metal tag. It was really difficult, but I was actually surprisingly able to do it, and I totally really like how it turned out. As for the other hardware for the collar, I'm grabbing a jump ring as well as a little adjuster that I bought off eBay recently. I'll also be using this ribbon for the collar as well. Now, the collar is a little too bright red for my taste, so I'm going to be using some paints to make the collar a little bit more worn and dirty looking, and maybe a little bit of blood stains so that the collar looks a bit more realistic. And this is really going to get messy because I'm going to be using my fingers to just smear the paint all over the ribbon. And this is what its collar looks like after I'm done with it, and I was super pleased with how this collar turned out. It can literally adjust in everything. Now it's finally time to add those finishing touches, starting with his little pink nose. And of course, to finish his custom off, I gotta give him his red eyes. I actually captured my process of doing eyes really perfectly here. Here you can see me doing the black outline of both the eyes. And while I have the black paint out on my brush, I also fill in the line in his mouth. After the black outline around the eye finally dries, I'm able to go in with the red paint and fill in the rest. After finishing the eyes, I gloss and varnish the figure, and after that, we can call SCP-1111 officially done. The night is still, quiet. Nothing but the hollow wind disturbing the silent tranquility. However, there's an eerie, quiet disturbance felt within the night. A lonely soul stalks through these woods at night, otherwise known as the White Dog.
This abnormal canine, unlike other dogs, never eats or sleeps, with enhanced abilities that any other normal dog would have. Also appearing translucent, SCP-1111 is a living ghost. Its joint entity, SCP-1111-2, which appears to be dead, but whenever close to the white dog, it violently jerks. The closer the white dog is to its joint entity, the more solid of a form it takes. And loyal is a good name for this dog, as it never lets anyone close to its entity. It shows no mercy. SCP-1111 still lurks, waiting, watching for its next victim. Hello again, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I would really appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe and let me know what you thought of this video. I hope it didn't scare you guys too bad. Honestly, this is my first time doing a horror film combined with the custom video, and I honestly really loved how this video turned out, as well as the custom. Really love SCP-1111. I think he turned out really cute, like super scary at the same time. Love all of his details. Have a happy Halloween, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!